We are going to use this bar, a 416 stainless 1.5 round, and this tool, or one just like it, and see how heavy of a depth of cut we can push using a WNMG 432. Hey team, this is Luke with Practical Machinist, and welcome back for another episode of the Lathe Lab. Here at Practical Machinist, we got loads and loads of great creators making awesome content that's both entertaining and educational. Like, subscribe, share the channel, especially if you're interested in our field and learning more about what we do. In today's episode of the Lathe Lab, we are going to have a little bit more fun versus educational or demonstrating. Now, when it comes to heavy depths of cut, the heavier you go, the bigger the insert you need, roughly. And I would definitely choose a robust geometry, a robust style of insert. A lot of CNMG fans out there when it comes to turning, and I understand why. The CNMG is a workhorse. It is a more robust insert than this WNMG that we have here. But we're gonna use this because I have it, I like it, and we use a lot of them. And it is gonna make short work of this 1.5 round 416. So that being said, let me show you the setup we got in the machine. We're gonna go over a couple things and then let's make some chips. So here's what we got today. Here's our material, 1.5 inch 416. Here's our tool, as promised, a WNMG 432 3/4 shank. Now in my program, or for us to properly do this quote unquote experiment or example or just for fun, we need to have all things constant. So I'm gonna write a program, as you can see here, G50 S4500, that means my max RPM 4500, GOT 1323, my turning tool. The first numbers 1, 3 are my physical pocket, 23 is the offset. In my man readables, 432 rough. Here's our starting position in C. Here is what I call the creme de la creme. G96 S500 M3 P11. So what that means is that my bar is going to be turning at a constant surface feet of 500. So just to go over a little bit of basics before we start. The WNMG 432 is a 2 nose radius, meaning it's 2 64ths. Our nose radius is approximately 0.031. Now, when we want to revert back to what we want for our feeds and speeds, I like to use the 1/3, 2/3 rule that I've talked about a lot. 1/3 the radius minimum, 2/3 the radius maximum. So on a 031, our feed rate should be at least 10, but I like to keep it at maximum 2/3 of the nose radius, which will be about 20. We're gonna go right in the middle of that, and all of our cuts are going to be the same. 500 SFM, constant surface feet of 500, and a feed of 0.015 per revolution. G99 in the programming world. G1, G99, Z, our location. In this case, it's Z-2, feed of 15. The reason I say that is because we're gonna look at the load monitor and see where this goes at our different depths of cut once we get up higher. And we wanna keep, like I said a moment ago, we wanna keep everything constant. I don't wanna give a G97 S1000. We don't even know what that surface footage is cutting at. I know this particular tool on this particular material, 500 surface feet is right in that sweet spot. Our first depth of cut is gonna be 50. And what I mean by depth of cut is how much material per side we are going to remove. How much material per side we're gonna remove. So if we have our bar, we're looking at it the way you would in a spindle. But we're talking about depth of cut on a lathe that's different than a depth of cut on a mill. I mean, it's the same, but on a lathe, we determine our depth of cut per side. Here's the bar, we'd look at it, and as our tool is going in, how much material we're gonna remove per side. So 50, if I'm gonna remove 50, the tool is physically going to be in 50 from one side, but we're actually removing what we call 100 on a diameter. Because the bar spins, I have 50 here, I'm removing 50 over here. So when I say depth of cut, I mean how much material per side are we gonna remove? So we wouldn't wanna say 100 thousandths depth of cut if you're taking your bar from 1.5 to 1.4. That'd be 50 thousandths depth of cut, but when you measure it, it's 100 because it's 50 each side. So we're on the same page. And the depths of cut are gonna be blooped in the video. Let's get to it. Let's get the camera in that machine, get this thing cranking up, and make some chips. You can see our Z1 at 10%, gravy. 100 thousandths depth of cut, let's rip. 15% gravy. So now we saw what 50 thou depth of cut looks like, 100. We are gonna start getting into some fun and perhaps dangerous territory. Just kidding, not danger at all. We're gonna start at 150 thou depth of cut. Let's rock and roll. Woo! Now we are at our 200 thousandths depth of cut. So that's what 200 thousandths depth of cut looks like. Sounded rough, but the insert made it through the cut. The load monitor spiked way up, and it kind of, I'm not going to go higher than 200 thousandths. I was thinking to get to 250 or 300 thousandths depth of cut, but I think that we've achieved our maximum, but that was fun. Would I run a production job like that? If you could hear a cut, which I'm sure you can, I would have messed with my surface footage. It sounded, here's a couple of the cutoffs that I took out of the machine. The way it sounded, well, let's hear from you guys. Any lathe bros out there that heard it cut? 200,000 depth of cut is a lot. From where I come from on our machines, that is a heck of a lot of material. And on 416, running 15 thou per rev, what would you have done to make it cut better at 200 thousandths depth of cut? Kicked down the feed, kicked it up. If it was me, what I probably would have done, I would have tried to kick up that surface footage. The chips looked great. So here's a few of the chips I had. You could see, I mean, they look pretty good. There's not a lot of heat in the chip. And the insert, it looks like we weren't really generating excessive heat at all. I probably would have, if I would have continued, kicked up the SFM, probably went up about 10 to 15%, settled around 600. I bet it would have sounded better, but it didn't sound bad. The insert worked well. And that's kind of what I wanted to do for this video, was just to have a little bit more fun and a little bit of education along the way, talking about your depth of cut, your nose radius, your feed rates. We settled with half the nose radius feed rate, roughly. We were at 15 thousandths, which is roughly half of a 2 nose radius. If I was going to run a production job that I wanted to remove as much material as fast as possible, I think 150 sounded the best. If you want to go back and listen to them, 50, of course, bah. 100 was okay. 150, I think, was a good exemplification of rapid material removal, and we'd probably get some predictable tool life. Granted, we'd run it with coolant. So that's today's video. Just wanted to rip some chips. Let's get some material ripped off. I hope you liked the video. Drop a comment. What's the highest depth of cut or greatest depth of cut you've achieved on a lathe? What machine was it? I know there's some really robust VTLs out there that people will take a 1/2 inch like it's nothing. That's the stuff that I love. Follow the channel, like, subscribe. My name is Luke, a practical machinist at the Lathe Lab, signing out. You can also find me at Crusader Machining on all my socials. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.